Hi, this is George Matthews at Building Energy Compliance Testing. Today we're going to talk about CalGreen 2016 and how to comply with it. CalGreen incorporates design, water, energy, and resource efficiency as well as material conservation and interior pollution prevention to conserve California's resources and protect the people who live in its built environment. We're going to use the City of Berkeley's document on CalGreen because I think of all the different cities who've created their own CalGreen documents, Berkeley did the best job. They've got really good copywriters, so we're using theirs. Okay, planning and design. Stormwater. Stormwater drainage and retention during construction. In order to manage stormwater drainage during construction, one or more of the following measures shall be implemented to prevent flooding of adjacent property, prevent erosion, and retain soil runoff on the site. Retention basins, or stormwater is conveyed to a public drainage system, collection point, or gutter, or similar disposal method. Water shall be filtered by use of a barrier, wattle, or approved method. Here's a picture of a wattle and what they do. Water efficiency and conservation. This one is about all the different water using devices in your home and how much each of them can use. First of all, water closets, we call those toilets. They shall not exceed 1.28 gallons per flush. Urinals can't use more than a half gallon per flush. Shower heads. Shower heads may not use more than 2.0 gallons per minute at 80 psi. You've got two shower heads, only one of them can work at one time. Faucets. Residential lavatory faucets. It's a bathroom faucet. You can't use more than 1.2 gallons per minute. Lavatory faucets in common and public use areas, like I guess that's at the airport, shall not exceed 0.5 gallons per minute. Kitchen faucets. The maximum allowable water usage is 1.8 gallons per minute, but apparently they are temporarily able to increase the flow above the maximum rate, but not to exceed 2.2 gallons per minute. Material conservation and resource efficiency. Enhanced durability and reduced maintenance. Rodent proofing. Annular spaces around pipes, cables, conduits, and other openings in the bottom plates and exterior walls shall be protected against the passage of rodents. We've got a couple photographs of this that show a red putty patch being put around a duct. It's fireproof. It's also air sealing, keeps out rodents. Construction waste reduction, disposal and recycling. Construction waste management. Recycling and salvage for reuse of a minimum of 65% of non-hazardous construction and demolition waste and a minimum of 100% of excavated soil, land clearing debris, concrete, and asphalt. We've got a couple photographs of construction waste management plans from Build It Green and some other places that show exactly what you're going to need to do in order to make the city happy. Building maintenance and operation. Building operation and maintenance manual. You're going to create a manual for the people who live in the place to show them the different things they need to do to live in it, like changing out filters and where to recycle. There's a whole variety of things that they'll have to know. Recycling by occupants, where there are 5 or more multifamily dwelling units that are constructed on a building site, provide a readily accessible area to serve the building, and is identified for the depositing, storage, and collection of non-hazardous materials for recycling. Environmental quality. This section is for keeping people healthy inside of spaces. General. Any installed gas fireplace shall be a direct vent sealed combustion type. Any installed pellet or wood stove shall comply with the U.S. EPA New Source Performance Standards. Pollution control. Mechanical systems. Covering of new duct openings and protection of mechanical equipment during construction. It says during the time of rough construction, storage on the site until final startup, all ducts and distribution components shall be covered with tape, plastic. We've got a picture of some ducts that have some blue tape. It looks like blue saran wrap, so put that over everything to keep the dust out of them during construction. Pollution controls, finished materials. We have some tables that show all the different sealants, adhesive, caulks, etc., and how many VOCs they use. The South Coast Air Quality Management District has painstakingly gone through all those and let us know what complies and what doesn't. And if you use a small, less than 16-ounce container, you don't have to comply with the South Coast Air Quality Management's directives. Essentially what you want to do is limit the volatile organic compounds that people breathe. Those are for paints and coatings and aerosol paints and coatings. Carpets. All carpets installed in the building interior shall meet the testing and product requirements of the following. What you really want to do is make sure it has a green guard. There are a couple of different certifications you can get, so look for the certifications on your carpet because those can have a lot of VOCs in them. Continuing on with environmental quality, we're down to carpet cushions. All carpet cushions installed in the building interior shall meet the requirements of the Carpet and Rug Institute's Green Label program. We've got green label and gold level carpet adhesives. Carpet adhesives shall meet the requirements of CalGreen Table 4.504.1. Resilient flooring systems. Where resilient flooring is installed, at least 80% of the floor area receiving the resilient flooring shall comply with one or more of the following. The VOC emissions defined by the Collaborative for High Performance Schools. We've got the Floor Score program. That's a big one. You can look for that. And the California Department of Public Health also has the standard method of testing and evaluation of organic volatile emissions from interior sources using environmental chambers. You'll definitely want to check that out. Composite wood products. We're talking about formaldehyde now. Composite wood products, hardwood, plywood, particle board, and medium density fireboard composite wood products used on the interior or exterior of the building shall meet the requirements of formaldehyde as shown in CalGreen Table 4.504. So look for formaldehyde warnings on that and what you're buying. Documentation. Verification of compliance shall be provided as requested by the city of Berkeley or any other city that you happen to be working in, and we'll move on to the next subject. Interior moisture control. Capillary break. Concrete slab foundations are required to have a vapor retarder. They shall have a capillary break installed in compliance with at least one of the following. Essentially what you want to do here is have a polyethylene liner, a yellow liner. It's really common to put on the bottom of the concrete, and this stops the moisture from the ground from coming up through the concrete. Moisture content of building materials. This gets down to wet wood is food, which all carpenters should know. Building materials with visible signs of water damage shall not be installed. Floor and wall framing shall not be enclosed when the framing members exceed 19% moisture content. Moisture content shall be verified in compliance with the following. We've got a photograph of a dual probe type moisture meter. That's something you can buy for $50 and you can check on the moisture of your lumber. You don't want to install overly wet lumber. You're not allowed by code. 19% moisture is the number we're looking for to be below, and you want to take a variety of readings from say on your 2x4s 2 foot to 4 foot from the end. Next up, indoor air quality and exhaust. Bathrooms and exhaust fans. This is really important. We're talking about ASHRAE 62.2 here. It's most commonly used by using bathroom fans. What I see all the time are Panasonic Whisper Green fans with the modules for humidity, a humidistat, and a sensor, so when somebody walks in the room it ramps up the airflow for 10 minutes. It says here, each bathroom shall be mechanically ventilated and comply with the following. Energy Star. Every bath fan you use here has to be Energy Star. Almost 100% of what I see are Panasonic Whisper Greens, and those are Energy Star. So they work fantastically. I would highly recommend you use those, and everything is going to work great. Environmental comfort. Heating and air conditioning system design. Heating and air conditioning systems shall be sized, designed, and have their equipment selected using the following methods, except when the use of alternative design temperatures necessary to ensure the system functions are acceptable. The heat loss and heat gain is established according to ACA 2 manual. That's the Air Conditioner Contractors of America Manual J for load calculations. Down below, same thing, Air Conditioner Contractors of America Manual D. That's the same thing, but for ducts. And then below that, Manual S. That's using the Air Conditioner Contractors of America protocols for actually selecting the systems. So what you want to do here is use something like RightSoft software, where we actually build an energy model of the building, and then we can build an energy model. We get the heat gain and figure out how much heating and cooling it actually needs. And after we do that, then we can design the ducts, which all goes together inside of the RightSoft software. And then after we get that done, we know exactly what we need. We know how much total airflow we need, heating and cooling, BTUs. That's when we can actually work with the HVAC contractor, find out the equipment that they prefer, and look at the different specifications on the different models the companies make, and find the one that has just the right amount of heating and airflow to dial in the system. This is the one we test systems every day, and we see about a 75% failure rate on air conditioning systems. If people just did this, if they actually designed the systems first, we'd have much better system performance. So I highly recommend you do this one. It's mandatory both here in CalGreen and the California Energy Code. That concludes our overview of CalGreen 2016 for homes. Everything in CalGreen 2016 makes your home more energy, water, and resource efficient. It also makes your home a healthier place to live, so it's definitely something you're going to want to do. But it's not just a good idea, it's the code. This is George Matthews, Building Energy Compliance Testing in the San Francisco Bay Area.